Opinion of you is none of your business, nor should you make it yours. You get in a lot of trouble worrying about what somebody think about you, when really, what difference do it make? Whether they wrong or right, and what difference do it make? The majority of people who have a negative viewpoint of you really don't even know you. People's opinion
of you does not matter. Well, let's talk about it. Just like Steve Harvey just said, and I can even play it back so that, we can remind ourselves. We're gonna break this all the way down, right? Please, you gotta walk with me on this video. Walk with me, and you'll understand where I'm coming from.
People's opinion of you is none of your business.
People's opinion of you is none of your business, right? Cool.
Nor should you make it yours. You get in a lot of trouble worrying about what somebody think about you, when really, what difference do it make?
You get in a lot of trouble thinking about people that's opinion of you. That is true. What difference does it make? Everything. Right. So let me start there, right? So when Steve Harvey said, and everybody's going to hear this message, everybody's going to hear this message and be like, yeah, he's right. And that's what we told our whole life. Who cares what people think? Who cares what people think, right? But if you not notice, our whole culture is structured around what people think. Like, our whole society is structured around what people think. Now, this sentiment about don't care what people think, he's right. You shouldn't care what people think. But this is where the punchline come in at. Who is people? What are people? Do they have a face? Do they have a name? See, people is a ghost. People don't exist. When they say don't care what people say about you, people is a ghost. People does not exist. You care what everybody else think, but you don't care what people think. People is a ghost. People does not exist. People don't have a name, a face, nothing. Where's people, right? Nowhere to be found. So when he say do not care what people think, just know that people does not exist. So who is the others, right? Strangers. You don't care what strangers think. Cool, right? Let's just say that. Let's just say we don't give a damn what strangers think. We don't care what no stranger think about us, right? What if a stranger think, we're a burglar and call the police on us? Would you care what he think? I mean, would it make you mad? Would that mean you care? And I hear a lot of women saying this, saying, I don't care what people think about me. If that was the case, right? If someone truly did not care what people think, then what's the point of, getting dressed up, looking nice to go out the house? Oh, no, they're going to say, I look nice for me, not for nobody else. Okay, so any woman, because I know women, they don't leave out the house unless they look a certain type of way. So you trying to tell me the women that go out of the house, that always go out the house stepping, they don't never just go out looking no any type of way. You trying to tell me every single time you walk out the house, you feel like getting done up for you, and it's just what you want to do. It's what you want to do because I can see TikToks and all kinds of things about, it's such a job. Like, I gotta do this and do this before I leave. Like, it's sometimes I don't feel like doing it. I just want to throw a bonnet on and go to then why don't you? Why don't you throw a bonnet on, throw on a muumuu and go to Walmart? You don't care what nobody thinks about you. Why can't you do that? These are strangers, right? Okay, let's say. Let me take this back.
People's opinion of you is none of your business.
People's opinion of you is none of your business. But what if you run a business? What if you run a pizza shop and people's opinion on you is that you nasty? You keep your kitchen nasty. Like, does that make people opinion your business?
Nor should you make it yours.
Okay, so you shouldn't make people opinion your business if it's referring to your business, right? I'm speaking if you have a business. Now, if you don't have a business, if it don't apply, let it fly. But if you do people opinion matters to you about your business? Because people opinion of you reflects on your business. So people opinion might not matter, right? But a lot of people opinion altogether matters a lot. Or it could just be one person opinion, depending on what person it is. If you own a business and shit, the damn mayor think your business is a safety hazard, does his opinion matter? How people feel about me, what people think about me. If you have a business, do you care what people think about you then?
You get in a lot of trouble worrying about what somebody think about you.
That is a fact. You will get in a lot of trouble worrying about what people think about you depending on the situation. Going back to the business, if you don't care what people think about you, you can't get a lot of trouble. You'll owe a lot of money. To the regular civilians, right? You can get in a lot of trouble depending on what people think about you, depending on what it is. What if people think what if they think you a Chester? What if people think you are a Chester? Then when you want to try to find out why would they think this, or try to get some clarity on the situation, because if you living somewhere and people think you, nobody want that. Who want to think that? You know what I mean? So in that case, that could keep you out of trouble, worrying about what people think. See, we are in a society where you have to walk a certain way, you have to talk a certain way, you have to do certain things to be a citizen of this society. You can't just go around being whatever the hell you want and then oh, I don't care what nobody think, and then think you about to just live your life the way you want to live it. Everybody has to live a certain type of way depending on what people think. If we stop liking Beyonce tomorrow, what you think gonna happen? You think she gonna like that? Come on, man. The whole society, if you a teacher, it matters what people think of you, because you teaching their kids. If you making a burger at Burger King, it matters what people think about you, even if it's just looking over the window, because I said just off a first glance, yeah, we judging. I'm judging. I'm looking at the nigga making my sandwich. You damn right. You not. I'm looking at making my sandwich. I'm doing a prejudgment right then and there off of what I think, right? If I seen some dude making my sandwich and I think he like a druggie, I might not want that sandwich no more. And that's in every aspect of life. So when he say, who cares what people think about you? What does it matter? It's everything. It's your whole lifestyle as you know it. What if people started treating you like a thief? Because everybody thought you was a thief. Somebody said you was a thief. Everybody start treating you like a thief, right? When they see you come up the street, they locking their doors. When they see you come up, they clutching their purse. No, people don't let you in their house. They be like, oh, wait right here, I got you. Well, wait right here in the living room. Just stay right here. They start treating you like a thief, but you don't care what nobody think about you. Who cares? Who cares? What if they thought you was a Chester? They say, hey, look, y'all kids, when y'all come around this house, y'all walk across the street and then come back across the street when y'all pass that house. And then people just think you don't care. You don't care. You gonna sit there, watch them kids do that every single day. You don't care. Man, please, that shit drive y'all crazy, man. It sound good, man. I get it. In a perfect world, that'll be great. One of the biggest misconceptions, right, is that people can be like, okay, I don't care what people think about me, but yet you want people to treat you in a certain manner. If I think you a jester, why would I treat you like a king? Okay, so I get it. You don't give a damn what nobody thinks about you, but yet you care about their treatment towards you. You don't care what they think, you just care about the treatment. Well, that's unfair. How is you gonna try to, how you gonna get mad at me because I'm treating you how I think, what I think. I'm not wrong for that. Why do you even care? You said you don't care. You want people to treat you in a certain manner. That's why you carry yourself a certain way. That's why you probably talk to certain people. You don't talk to certain people. You go to certain places. That's why you do all these things. So when people say, I don't care what people say about me, people is a ghost. People do not exist. People is up there in the clouds. They don't exist. People is not a person, it's not a place, not a thing, not an animal. People is nothing. But you do care what your family think, what your boss think, what your job think, what your peers think, what your friends think, what anybody that interests in your life, you care about what they think because you want to get treated a certain type of way, right? Or you don't care how you treat it. That's the craziest thing I've heard in my life. You really think about it, because you hear it so much going through your life. You shouldn't care what people think. I think in an institutional setting, like in school and stuff like that, because other kids, right? Kids are mean, but you have teachers, you have authorities over this institution, to make sure that all of these children are at least led in the right direction, despite what the other kids think, all that, right? So if you were in school, right? You really shouldn't care what your peers think, because they're not the authority. They're not the higher ups. They can't do nothing. If you want to do this and be that, then you can be that. Just off, you being you, don't have to worry about your peers. But when you get grown and then you get into the workforce, right? What your peers think about you start matter. It starts to matter. Is that a word? It starts to matter, whether you like it or not. Guess what? It's certain things you don't do because you don't want people to think a certain type of way about you, right? So how can you say that and then turn around and say you don't care what people think? I don't know, man. I just think that if people that really don't care what people think, I don't know, Orlando Brown don't care what nobody thinks. He don't care what nobody thinks. You call him what you want to. That's somebody that do not care what people think. I could believe him. But you care. You definitely care. I care. You care too. You care what you probably don't care what people think, again, the people, the ghosts, but you care what everybody else think. Now, you might not care what the ghosts think, but you definitely care what everybody else think. That's the society, that's the culture we living in. I'm gonna wrap this up. 14, 10. That's not bad. Paper.